Hey, what's up? It's me, Jessica J, and I was just wondering if you've ever sat and thought to yourself, what are some texting mistakes that I might be making? Well, if so, I'm glad you asked because that's what today's video is about. As you saw from the title, is 3 low-value texting mistakes. And one thing I want to make clear when I say low value, I'm simply talking about the kind of texts that don't make her prioritize you over all the other guys jamming into her inbox. And to make sure you never miss out on another opportunity to become more of a priority to the women you want or another one of my videos, don't forget to hit that subscribe button under this video. Let's just be safe with that notification bell. Okay, so like I mentioned, I'm not here to tell you like here's how to be a high value man, or even this is what low value men do, because I'm the only one who knows values in men. Don't shoot the messenger. I'm just telling you what makes us overlook your text versus other guys' texts. And in this day and age, texting is the standard when it comes to communication. So if you're sitting there still dragging your feet like, but Jessica, I like hate texting. Well, guess what? If you hate texting, she is not going to love you. Unless, of course, you know how to make that much more of an impact on her when you do communicate normally. And that's something I go over in my Speak to Spark Arousal program, which will ensure that you create those knee-jerk reactions in women and those super intense emotions in her that it doesn't matter how much you suck at texting. So if you know that you're never going to give a shit about texting, but you know that you do want to make a lasting impression on women, no matter what, whether or not you're standing in front of her or haven't seen her for days, don't forget to check out my Speak to Spark Arousal program at speaktosparkarousal.com. Okay, you interrupted. Be in the video then. Oh yeah, baby. Oh yeah, baby. Oh yeah, baby. Okay, so let's get right to it. The very first mistake you're making during texting with women that causes her to think, nah, I think I'll pass, is asking generic questions. Okay, this is what I refer to in my Speak to Spark Arousal system as copy and paste texting. This is when this question can be said by just about any other man on the planet and asked to just about any other woman on the planet. So if you're one of those guys that asks WID, or even, how's your day going? Guess what? That's not gonna make you stand out from any other guy in our inboxes. It'll be just as simple as our boss asking us how we're doing, or the person at the coffee shop asking how we're doing. And if you don't separate yourself from anybody else texting us, guess what? We're not gonna treat you as anyone special texting us. And if you know you need even more help speaking in a way that separates you from any other guy out there to create those emotions that no other person in her life is creating, check out those type of conversation skills in my Speak to Spark Arousal program at speaktosparkarousal.com. The second mistake a lot of you guys make out there, especially nowadays because it is so much more difficult to see each other one-on-one, is having conversations. Okay, here's the thing. I know you want to get to know her. I know you want to be in as much communication as possible, but that is not going to keep you on her mind. And it's not necessarily going to create the intense emotion needed for her to want to get out of that phone and meet you in Pound Town. Here's what happens when you have generic conversations. And when I say generic conversations, maybe it's a regular conversation about what you're doing right now, what she's doing, and she's really explaining in detail the fight she's having with her sister, or you're going in depth about the things in life that you're so passionate about. Oh my God, I feel like I can open up to you with anything. As we sit and read these words, without getting a feeling from you standing in front of us and without being able to feel an in the moment reaction with one another, what we do is we start to associate this feeling of non-reaction, this feeling of non-connectivity, we start to associate that with you. So once we start associating a lack of connection, a lack of emotional intensity, and a lack of emotional reaction. What that is, it's chemistry. When she experiences this lack of chemistry due to these super prolonged conversations, we start to become desensitized to you. Now again, a lot of guys think, oh my God, I'm having this long conversation with her. We've been texting for hours. It's going great. Not necessarily. What's happening is she's becoming less and less excited because you guys aren't able to play off of the actual chemistry you have from standing in front of one another. I've mentioned this in so many other videos, probably this one right here, in regards to texting is only meant to set up a date or get her thinking about you when you're not there. So if you're sitting there having a mundane conversation, and I say mundane because if it's just black and white letters in my phone, it is mundane. The more you have that, the more she starts to think that she doesn't necessarily feel anything for you. Which then brings me to my third mistake, which is a lack of emotional exchanges. Again, we women, we need to feel emotionally excited. We need to feel emotionally aroused by you in order to keep thinking about you. And if you're sitting there having these super regular conversations, how was your day? My day was good. I'm glad you had a good day. Thinking about you. Guess what? That's so like, meh. As opposed to the guy who's sending us memes that are making us laugh our fucking ass off and wanting to take our panties off as well. A lot of guys think it's only you simps that use emojis, but emojis are the simplest way to add that emotional intensity into your conversations. And if you're one of those guys that's just having these regular ass conversations, guess what? You're gonna start becoming a regular ass person in the list of men who are texting us, and sooner or later, you're no longer a priority in regards to responding back. Either way, you need to make your exchanges emotional every time. Now, I don't mean you gotta tell her your deep, dark secrets and induce a crying session with every exchange. No, I'm simply talking about sparking those emotions in her that are needed to wanting to see more of you or wanting to see you outside of her phone, which is what my entire Speak to Spark Arousal system is. It's how to communicate in ways that get women feeling these knee-jerk emotional stirrings within us to be like, oh my God, this guy's different. Oh my God, he texted me. Hold on, ha, shut the fuck up. I gotta text him back. It's those kinds of texts that make us put you at the very top of the list. It's those type of texts that make us ditch whatever the fuck we're doing right now to text you back. And a lot of guys don't realize that my Speak to Spark Arousal system is basically exactly how you should be texting a woman every single time. So if you haven't gotten on board with it just yet, again, it's at speaktosparkarousal.com. Make sure you cut out these 3 mistakes that you might be making with these women. Thanks for watching as always, and I'll see you guys next time.